Let's look at creating a blueprint of a truncated pyramid on Desmos. To do this, you first need three basic measurements. Those measurements are the height of your original pyramid, the slant height of your original pyramid, and the base. If you have these three measurements, as well as you've decided your scale factor for the part of the pyramid you're going to cut off, then you can find the dimensions by calculating, using your scale factor, what the height and slant height and base is, and then subtract that, and you'll see what's left over for your truncated cone. For my scenario, I decided to cut off a third of the cone, so my scale factor was 1/3, and I just multiplied 1/3 by the height. I got a height of 2, so that left me with just a height of 4 on my truncated cone, and I did that for all of the dimensions. Once you've got these dimensions, you can sketch all of the faces that will be visible. So for me, I've only got 5 faces that will be visible. This top face is not going to be shown since I will have something above it. With this basic sketch of my faces, I'm now ready to go to Desmos, but I do need to do one thing first. I need to revisit the original pyramid so that I can draw my truncated cone accurately. What I need to really look at is what my original slant height is. This will be key in creating this shape. Now we're ready for Desmos. You should have already created your rectangle that's going to hold all of your shapes. You can do that from video 1. If you have not done that, pause this video and go ahead and do that. I'm going to begin by doing the base. So the base is a straight line, so I'm just going to go up here to lines. I'm going to create a segment. Now I don't know if it's going to be 3, so I'm just going to make a segment and select that segment, and then I'm going to look at the length. So I'm going to click on length, and I can see how long it is, which is way too long. So I'm going to actually enlarge this so I can kind of see it better. Now that I can see it better, I can shrink it down to 3. Next thing I'm going to do is kind of create this whole triangle so that I can then get the right shape. So I need this height here. This height line is our slant height, and it hits the triangle in the center at a 90-degree angle. So I need to find the center. So I will first go ahead and select this line, go over to my tools, and click midpoint. I now know the center. Now I need a line perpendicular. So again, selecting my line, I'm going to click the tools, and this time I'm going to click perpendicular so I can put a perpendicular point right at the center. Next, I need to make a line that is 6.8. So I'm going to go over to lines, go to segment, start at that center, and go up. I don't actually know how high. I'm going to go here and guess. I'm going to need to figure out how high it went, so I select that little line I put in and go on to length, and it is, close. So I'm just going to adjust it to 6.1. Now at 6.18, you can almost see the triangle that matches this triangle. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in, so let's get a segment. I'm going to put in the lines for this triangle, 1 and 2. I now have the triangle, and I just need to have a height line going up to here so I can figure out where to put that final top of my truncated cone. So I need to make a line that is 4.12 going along that center point. I don't know how long. I'm going to guess. Again, I will select it to figure out how long it is. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so it's getting a little hard to see. So one option is to just take a second and clean it up a little bit. I don't need this height line anymore so much, so I might just hide that for a second so I don't have to worry about it, or at least the measurement. All right, let's make this 4.12. All right, I got to 4.12, and now I need to put a line along the top to match this line here. All right, my last step is to put a little line here. Now this line is perpendicular to that height. So again, I'm going to select this line, go to my tools, and this time grab a perpendicular line and put it right at the top. And now I can almost see my shape. To see it clearly, I'm going to grab the polygon tool and go ahead and select all 4 corners, double click here, and I now have a polygon that captures it. It's a little hard to see with everything going on. So one option is to go ahead and kind of click. If I click on this line here and I hide it, it's no longer there. So I can do that for all of those lines. I'm going to hold down the shift key, click on this one and this line and this middle line, and hit hide. And now almost all of them are gone. Let's click on that one again and hide it, and now it's not so bad. I don't need these dots either, so I might click on those, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and hide that. And if I don't want to see the 3, I can also go ahead and get rid of that length. Okay, the last step is to make 4 of those. The easiest way to do that is just to reflect over a line. So I'm going to go ahead and create a line, and I will then select my shape, and I will then reflect it over that line. I now have 2 of them. I can create another line. If I create another line, hit down the shift key, whoopsies, hold that shift key down, go to my tools, reflect over here. I now have 4 of them. I will just go ahead and quickly hide those lines. I now have 4 key parts of my truncated cone. I can kind of shrink this down and look at it as a whole. If I want to, I can go ahead and move it right up to the top so it's kind of neatly organized, and I'm done. I still need to make that one square, but I think you've got the tools to do that now. All right, enjoy.